Hey, it's Derek from Ideal Body. In this video, it's all about how to maximize fat burning. All right, let's get to it. So maximizing fat burning in your body is really important because once you learn how to do this and how simple and easy it is, then you can start doing it yourself and you won't have to rely on any diets or any of these crazy detoxes or any of these expensive workout programs or personal trainers ever again, because you'll know exactly what to do. So the first step is eating more healthy, high-fat foods. Now, the reason why you want to do this is whenever you eat anything, your body releases a hormone called insulin, and it's basically the hormone that's responsible for storing fat around your body. So if you have a lot of fat around your belly, around your love handles, on your thighs, 10, 15, 20 or more pounds to lose, that means your body is releasing a lot of insulin when you eat. Now, I know it's not really fair because some people, as you probably know, can eat whatever they want and not gain a single pound. For whatever reason, their insulin switch is regulated a bit more, where it only releases a little bit of insulin, basically as much as it needs to store the food for energy into the muscle cells. A lot of other people who are overweight, who have fat to lose, your switch is basically faulty. It's like it's stuck on the on position, and whenever you eat anything, especially high carb and high sugar foods, your body just releases a ton of insulin, way more than you need. So if you think about filling up your car with gas, if you fill it up with gas, you only fill it up to the top, right? If you keep filling it up, it's going to overflow, it's going to spill over, it's going to go on the ground, it's going to go on your shoes, on your pants. It's obviously what you don't want to do. Well, that's the same thing that happens in your body. When you have all this extra insulin and all this extra sugar and carbs, it's basically spillovers and it's stored as fat on your body. So you want to regulate the hormone insulin, and the way you do that is eating more high-fat foods, because when you eat those foods, your body doesn't release as much insulin. It releases a lot more when you eat carbs. When you eat grains, grains get turned into sugar in your body. So it's basically just like eating sugar, which is why eating pasta and bread and bagels and things like that forces you to store more fat instead of burning it off. So if you eat healthier, high-fat foods, some of my favorites are avocados. I love eating eggs. I love eating bacon, things like that most people have told you for years are unhealthy for you. Well, that's actually wrong. They're actually some of the healthiest foods you can eat, and they help you burn fat very, very fast. So the number one tip, if you do nothing else, at least start eating more healthy, high-fat foods, because you're going to maximize fat burning by keeping your insulin levels low. Right, so tip number 2 here on how to maximize your fat burning is getting your carbs from the right food. So I know carbs have kind of been, some people want to eat, a ton of carbs. Everybody else goes low carb, and there's some people in between, and everyone says eating low carb isn't good for you, but then they say high carb isn't good for you. There's a lot of confusion. The main thing is you want to focus not on the number of carbs you're eating, but the sources of your carbs. If you get carbohydrates from vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, it's different than getting carbohydrates from a grain like pasta or a bread or anything like that. They're totally different. Your body reacts to them differently. So when you think of carbs, think about how's your body going to react when you eat them. If you eat a big bowl of pasta, which if you go out to a restaurant, that's probably at least 3 or 4 servings, because a serving is like a fourth of a cup or half a cup. No one just eats a half a cup of pasta. When you start eating those higher carb foods, especially grains, your body releases a ton of insulin, like I talked about earlier, and it can only use so much of it. The rest of it spills over and gets stored as fat in your cells, and the problem is when it gets stored as fat in your cells, it's easy to get it stored in there. It's a lot easier to bring it out. It's a lot easier to break it down and actually get it out of your fat cells, which is when you start losing weight. It's a lot harder to do that. So you don't want to do it in the first place, which is why you want to get your carbs from the right sources. So think of mainly vegetables, even fruits. I actually tell people to cut out most fruits. I know I'm kind of an outsider in that, I don't tell you to eat like bananas and all these apples and everything. I actually just make it sure that you start eating some of the low sugar fruits, like berries are a great option. But a lot of the higher sugar, higher carb fruits, again, your body's just releasing more insulin. Your body treats them the same as anything else. So you end up storing more of them as fat unless you're extremely active and you're burning like thousands and thousands of calories a day, which most people are not. So step number 2, get your carbs from the right sources. All right, step number 3 is to stop snacking. Something came out, I don't know, it was like 5 or 10 years ago, where they said you gotta wake up and eat immediately after you wake up. Within 30 minutes of waking up, you gotta eat to wake up your metabolism. Then you gotta eat 2 hours later to fuel your body and keep the energy flowing. And then you gotta eat lunch. And then you gotta eat another snack after that. And then you gotta eat dinner after that. And to be honest, I did that for years, and it was exhausting. And I ended up having digestive problems because I was eating food all the time, and my body was just 24/7 digesting food, which is very taxing on your body. You don't think of it like that because you don't feel anything when your body digests food, but your organs are working overtime just digesting all this stuff, and you don't need to do it. So what I recommend is if you eat healthier, high-fat foods like I mentioned before, you're not going to be hungry at 9 in the morning for your 9 a.m. snack. That's more of a mental trigger that you have where, oh, it's 9 a.m., I got to eat, when really you're probably not hungry if you're eating the right foods. So I say eat more for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so then you're not hungry to snack throughout the day. And if you're eating the right foods, again, your cravings are going to go away. You're not going to be hungry every couple of hours, and that that break from eating allows your body to process what you've already eaten, allows it to burn through your sugar stores and your carb stores, and then it starts getting to the stored fat around your body, which is what you really want. If you're eating all day, you're just going to keep burning the calories that you eat, but you're never going to actually burn the fat off your body, which is what you really want. All right, and tip number 4, just a bonus one to add in there that goes along with the last one, is what I recommend everybody do is at least a 12-hour fast every single day. And again, because it keeps your insulin levels super low. If you're not eating, you have no insulin. Insulin is the fat storage hormone. You want to keep that as low as possible in your body. So not eating obviously keeps that at 0, and then you're not, putting all these food and all these calories into your body, so your body can burn up what you already have in your body and then get to the stored fat. So 12 hours is super easy. Just think of it as you finish eating dinner at 7 p.m., you don't eat breakfast till 7 a.m. Not a huge, mind-blowing concept, right? It's something that you can really easily do. And that's what people were doing back in the 50s and 60s. They weren't snacking all day long, and obesity rates were so much lower back then because they just ate 3 meals a day, and they took a break at night and didn't eat. They weren't snacking at 10 p.m., at midnight. They weren't eating the second their foot hit the floor when they were getting out of bed. They took a little bit of a break, a 12-hour window. That's all you need. You can start burning more of your stored fat then because you don't have as much food to rely on. Start at 12 hours. You can push it back, the farther you go as you get used to it, but just something super simple, super easy to start burning fat quickly and easily. So my diet is primarily high fat, moderate protein, lower carbohydrates, mainly from vegetables and some fruit. So if you start eating a lot more fat, of course the healthy kinds, not the unhealthy kinds, your body will start burning fat for energy instead of sugar and carbs, and that's how you start burning the belly fat, the love handles, and all that. So healthy high fat foods is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is get your carbs from the right foods. Not all carbs are created equal. Don't worry about getting 50 grams of carbs a day or 100 grams. Or the number doesn't matter. It's the sources of the foods that you're eating, not the carbs themselves. Step number 3 is to stop snacking. You don't need a little baggie full of raisins at your desk every day at work. You don't need all these things to constantly have something to grab throughout the day. Your body has plenty of energy if you have extra body fat, and it will turn to that for energy instead of eating more food. So that's how, again, you get skinnier. That's how you get leaner without eating all the time. And then the last step is start doing a short fast every single day. I recommend 12 hours. You can even go 8 hours. You could go 10 hours. Just start blocking out some time where you're just not going to eat. The best way to do it, the easiest way to do it is at night while you're sleeping, because then you're not thinking about food, and then just wait and eat breakfast, an hour or 2 hours after you wake up when you actually feel hungry, not at a specific time, like, oh, I have to eat breakfast at 6 a.m. every day because I've been doing that for the last 5 years. Well, just start listening to your body, and when it actually starts telling you that it's hungry, then you start to eat. It's a lot easier, it's a lot more enjoyable, and you're going to get so much faster results doing it that way, and that's how you maximize fat burning quickly and easily. So if you like this video and want to get a free gift on how to triple your fat burning overnight without exercise, just go ahead and click the link in the description below. Let me know your best email address and I'll send it over to you 100% free. Just my way of saying thank you for watching this video. And if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button below. Comment below with anything you want me to cover in future videos. And don't forget to subscribe because I'm shooting new videos every single week to help you burn more fat and lose more weight quickly and easily.